Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
I'm good, Carly. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got one logistical question before we get into basketball,
Okay.
which is where are you? What are your off-season plans? Where are you planning to play overseas if you are planning to play overseas?
Yeah, I'm headed back to Turkey, back to Botash again in Ankara.
Very nice. When you look back at this season, um, there was obviously you came in through free agency, and it was kind of a whole new team from
hmm
general manager all the way down. When you look back, how would you evaluate not only your season but this Sky franchise being so new from Coach Spoon all the way down? How would you evaluate both your season and Spoon's first season as a WNBA head coach?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it was just a new season for everyone, a new group of players for the most part, a new coaching staff, new GM, front office, everything. But a lot of it stayed the same, just in terms of support staff as well. But I think this first season was just kind of learning each other and learning um, how to play together as a team at this level. You have to learn how to win as a new group. We all have been in places where we've won with different teams and different franchises, different organizations. But it's about how we can, gather and come together with that shared experience and learn how to do that for this group in Chicago. So I think a lot of that was just learning each other, learning Spoon as a head coach, learning the coaching staff, learning how things are done here, but also just learning how passionate the Chicago Sky fans are for this team and for this organization, and how hard they ride for us day in and day out. So that was really cool and fun to see. But like I said, this season for everyone involved was just a learning experience, and I'm excited to, you know, have that continuity as a group, and come back this next season, next year, and take what we learned and just grow from it.
Yeah, and then my follow up to that is, you are one of the few that are on contract for next year off of this team. What are some things, after you said it was such a learning curve and there was a lot of things, what are some things that you learned this year that you want to see this team implement in 2025?
Yeah, I think for us it's just consistency. Consistency in our identity, how we want to play, who we want to be as a team, and then how do we reinforce that every day as a group on and off the court, because the season happens so quickly. We're not always able to practice every week, every day. Um, but, we still have time together, so we can do that through film. We can do that, film as a group, film, individually, one on one with your coach, your certain position coach, just whatever, just kind of figuring out, how we can still learn and grow every day without having to be on the court and do that. So I think that just reinforcing our identity, who we want to be as a group, um, and then just like improving, I think individually, just like basketball skills, things like that. The rookies, there's such a big jump from rookie to like sophomore, to that second season, that I'm excited to see how they grow and how they get better, because they're going to get so much better and they're going to be so good for this league and so good for this organization. But I think everyone's looking to improve, looking to get better, people looking to get healthy, just everything.
Amazing. Thank you so much and good luck in Turkey.
Thank you.
We'll go Andy, then Mike.
Hey, Lindsay, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for asking. So, you being on the Sky team this year, definitely one of the few veteran leaders. A lot of people would probably consider you the floor general of this team. And for us, young Sky team that's trying to build an identity, try to build something here as somebody who's under contract next year, what do you feel like was the most important aspect of your game or the experience that you've brought to the team that was used this year?
Um, I think the most important aspect is just my consistency and how I came in every day. Um, I wanted to be the hardest worker every day. I wanted to come in, and just practice well and just be consistent in that, and just kind of show the younger players, what it takes to be successful at this level, but also to stick around, and just how to be a good teammate. I think I just tried to approach that in that way every single day. I knew that I'm not going to feel great every day. We're all dealing with injuries, illnesses, bad mental days, whatever the case may be. You're not going to have it every single day, but like you owe it to yourself and to your teammates, to the coaches, everyone who's here, the staff, just to bring your best self and bring what you can every day. Because we're not here, we don't practice for long. Like we're only here for a couple hours every single day. So I think just knowing what you have to bring every day in order to be a successful just player in this league, but also just be a successful team, and just how to come together as a group to get those wins like I talked about, and what it takes, and just that consistency you have to bring, and just doing it at a high level every single day, is so crucial to learning and growing and winning in this league.
Well said. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll go to Mike, then Alyssa.
Hey, Lindsay, appreciate the time. I wanted to ask you a little bit about what you were going to work on this offseason overseas. You talked a lot about what you wanted to be for this team in 2024, but obviously being one of the players that are going to be coming back in 2025, you kind of have that spot solidified, not having to just try to make the team, but obviously trying to be more of a part of it. What do you want to work on this offseason to kind of add to your bag?
Yeah, I think for me it's always about my 3-point shooting. How I can shoot more of those, how I can make more of those, and just staying confident in that. Every off season and every season after the WNBA season, I just kind of work on everything: shooting, passing. I go back and watch every game, all of my minutes, try to figure out, just see myself and see what I did, and see what I did well, see what I could work on, because the film doesn't lie. So I think it's important to go back and watch that as a player. But yeah, definitely 3-point shooting. Like I said, just having that mindset to be aggressive and look for my shot, like I do every year.
Thanks, Mike. We'll go to Alyssa.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. So part of why I'm asking this is just because you've been around the league so long and been a part of a lot of different teams, know what it takes to be successful. So if Jeff asked you how he could go about improving the roster, or like what additions that he could make in the off season, what kind of like key areas would you suggest to him?
I think for us, as a team and as an organization, it's always about, and I guess Jeff's job too, and what he's thinking about as a GM, it's always about just kind of balancing, getting young players in here and trying to develop them, but also having good vets in here as well. So I think that's kind of how he would approach things this off season. It's about the development of our rookies and our young players this season, Angel, Camila, and about their development, but also it's about, our free agency and getting good vets in here who are good people, but also who can help this team, skill set wise as well. But also, we have 2 first-round draft picks, and, we have draft picks for this upcoming draft. So, he's going to do that, evaluate everybody in college and all the college players and figure out who's the best fit for this organization. But that's, how I would approach things. It's kind of a good balance of young players in draft, but also knowing, free agency as well is crucial for us.
Thanks, Lindsay. Good luck in the off season.
Thank you.
We'll go Steven, then Akeem. Steven, then Akeem.
What's going on, Lindsay? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I had a couple of questions for you. My first one is kind of looking at the post-Olympic stretch for your team. You guys ran a lot more pick and roll. I was curious in terms of not necessarily your development, but more so Angel and Camila. What did you kind of see from those two in terms of their screening and their rolling and ability to make plays off of the roll?
Yeah, I think with them, after the Olympic break, they had that first half of the season, and then just after they got more comfortable. They got more comfortable playing off of each other, which is what you saw, a lot of high lows from them, which is great for us and great for them, of course. But also just kind of being able to be, that threat off of a screen, off of a pick and roll. So whether that's, just screening and immediately rolling and diving and getting a layup, or screening and popping and then seeing what they have, whether that's a jump shot or whether that's a drive, the high-low like we talked about. Just kind of their ability to read the game, I think, kind of evolved over the season, and they got better with that. And it's really cool and good to see that they were able to improve throughout the season. So now, coming into this next season where they have a whole off season to, think about how they want to improve, think about what they want to do better, but also getting reps in, I think would be good for them, and just seeing how they're able to do that and improve and get better over this off season and come back next year and be even better than they were would be really great to see. And I'm excited to see that from them because I know they have it in them.
And then my last question for you, just kind of looking at 3 versus 3 kind of growing. It's becoming an Olympic sport over the last couple of sessions now. I'm curious, as a guard, how do you feel getting reps in 3-on-3 and bringing that in tandem with what you do in 5-on-5 can kind of help to evolve a player's skill development and process, particularly as a point guard?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because like you talked about, 3-on-3 is just such a different game than 5-on-5. It's just a lot quicker, and I think that's really beneficial. Like, you have to play faster. You have to think faster. Like, you can't really take a break or take a second off or just kind of have a lapse because you're going to get beat and they're going to score and then you have to recover from there. So I think it helps you think the game better and faster, and that's always good because you have to be able to read the game at this level in order to be successful in 5-on-5. So I think that's good. It also just kind of teaches you mentally as well how to like move on to the next play and how to just kind of keep playing because you don't really have time. You know, you get some timeouts. I don't really know the rules of 3-on-3 exactly, but you get timeouts. But it's just kind of like you have to figure it out as a team for the most part and figure it out through the game action and through what you do, you know, in that kind of half-court setting. So I think it's good to just kind of have that mentality. You know, you have to be able to move on. You have to be able to kind of brush things aside and just kind of keep chugging and keep playing and keep going at it. And I think that's really beneficial for 5-on-5 as well. And at this level, we're playing 40 games a season. It's going to increase in the next two seasons coming up. So I think it's really beneficial just to be able to keep playing and keep just working through things on the court because, you know, things are always, there's always going to be some kind of adversity. So it's just about, like, how do you get through that as a team and how can you communicate that with your teammates, like, quickly and effectively.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We'll end with Akeem.
Akeem with Beyond the W. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Trying to be good. That's all I can do. but yeah, it's, you know, so much of, now that the season is over, just looking back, so much of, you know, the focal points of the season were really, you know, focused on, you know, whether it's injuries, whether it's, you know, Kennedy, whether it was Angel or Camilla. How important was it, you know, throughout the course of the season in terms of being able to develop an identity for this team and how it can really lay the groundwork for the Chicago Sky going forward?
Yeah, I thought it was super important. You know, I think Teaspoon does a good job at letting people be themselves and kind of figuring things out from there and just, you know, knowing how to, you know, let people play and just kind of plug holes and do things from there. So I think just letting Angel and Camila be who they are, letting them play off of each other, letting them figure themselves out as a young player, rookies in this league, were super important. And we kind of saw them take off, you know, over the course of the season, especially after Olympic break, and doing that. So I think, you know, it's just about reinforcing, you know, our identity and who we want to be. You know, we have Angel, we have Camila signed back for next season, and just kind of being able to get them going more and just kind of figure out, you know, our offensive identity and how we want to, you know, feed them and get them going and utilize their strengths, but also just to balance throughout the team as well. And then defensively, like, how can we play to our strengths and who we have as a group? It's super important.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Lindsay.
Cool. Thanks, guys.